myself, like, what have I done wrong? I seriously thought about checking out of life, but had 3 kids, and that kind of kept me in the game. So at that point in time, I had heard of this thing called a life coach. So I had heard of tons of women life coaches, but had not heard of a male life coach. So I did some soul searching through the my background is broadcasting, so I went to the general manager of my station, who was a good friend, and I said, hey, do you happen to know of this thing called a life coach? And he said, absolutely, I do. And that just happened to be Jesse that he introduced me to, and we did a lot of work together, and I'm very grateful for the things that have come out of that. Accountability partners and people in life, if you're stuck, ask for help. We think we're in it alone, and we are all in this together, really. So when you're struggling, just go ask your friend, your daughter, your son, somebody to help you get unstuck, because I can tell you it is the difference maker in my life. And now today we have a beautiful granddaughter, and we live a very happy life. But go on a self journey of discovery and really get down to the root of where you are in your life and what matters most to you. It is the difference maker.
Very nice. And one for Lisa. And one. And Beth wants to give a round of applause. A round of applause. It takes courage to ask for help, but it's important. You're not in it alone, even if you think you are. So it's extremely important. Lisa's going to come back up one more time and tell them about her television and radio, just so you get a sense of where she's coming from. I'm going to keep it moving fast.
All right. Well, age 16 was my first job in television. I chose to do that route instead of the college route. I got married at 16, so I immediately got a job. Was in the broadcasting industry for 35 years in sales and marketing, working in agencies, buying, planning, and selling outdoor advertising. And broadcasting itself was a wonderful career for me. And then another thing that led me to a life coach was I was getting really burned out. I wanted to figure out what was my passion, what are my gifts and purpose, what are they? I didn't even know that. It took a coach to say, what do you like to do? And I loved helping people build their businesses, and I was really good at that. And then it came to determine that I like helping people, period. So we said, maybe a success coach would be good for my path. And so in 2012, January, I retired and joined Just Talk, and now we've built this fabulous company, and we love what we do. We love serving others.
Round of applause, please. So you're never too late. You're never too late to discover your purpose, your passion, and what you want to do and do what you love. It's incredible the work that she does. She had to go out and get certified. She had to go to the Coach University. She had to read a lot of books. She really put a lot of work into it, but it was worth it, as you can well see. So what we want you to know is, even no matter where you come from or where you started or where you're at, it's about quality of life, building unique experiences. You want to have an attitude shift, right? You want to have a wonderful livelihood, or at least a great retirement. You want to have integrity. You want to understand the value of time. We talked about time earlier. And you want to be in control of the things you put in your mind. What you think about, you bring about. Believe it or not, what you think about most of the time is what's going to happen, the good stuff and the bad stuff. Just how it is. So, what I want you to know is that's where Lisa's come from. Now, where have I come from? My background, really quickly, is from the hospitality industry. So everywhere you see a $5 chip, I worked there.
Wow.
I actually worked 36 years in corporate America. Worked for Harrah's Entertainment, Bellagio, Mirage, Hard Rock, Riviera. See, everywhere I thought that it got bad, about every 3 years I'd trade up and go to another job, looking to improve. Every job that I would go to, I realized what? It wasn't what? Thank you. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Or it was some things were better, some were worse. So imagine doing that for 36 years. What that taught me was how to leave people feeling. Because I was a marketing executive. My job was to bring in people all over the world and make them feel good about staying at the properties that I work with. And you know what do you think the hardest part about my job was? I was a marketing executive with comp authority, where I could comp your room, your food and beverage, your airfare, your family's airfare, send you to any show in the world on the company, on my signature, and grant you a $100,000 line just on my signature. What do you think my hardest job was? Oh, you know I was abused. What? Oh, she's so, God, I gotta give her something for that. I want to, listen, where are my $2 bills? Saying no was the most difficult thing. Saying no, say your name. Kathy, saying no. Let's give Kathy an N1. N1, 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 and put some sprinkles on it. Yes. It was saying no and making you like it. And come back. Because they would trade me in for the next property down the road for how much difference? A nickel. Right? Do you see hair on my head? Yes. It was either, or it just roll back from the stress. That's why now I get to talk to people like you. But no, that's where that came from. I think it's important that you know who's in front of you so you understand what happened. But at the end of the day, Lisa said it right. We're all in this together. You ever heard the mousetrap fable? No. Very quickly, the mousetrap fable was about a story of a farmer. And the farmer had pigs and cows and, of course, mice. And he didn't know what else he had in the house, but he had a few other things. One day, the farmer came home because the farmer's wife had seen a mouse in the house. And so they went out to the store and they bought what?
Mouse trap.
Mouse traps. They brought him home and the mouse was peeking through a hole in the wall. And he was looking and he went, oh my God, that's a mouse trap. That's a mouse trap. What am I going to do? What was his biggest fear?
Get caught.
And then what was his fate? Yes. So the mouse goes back to the farmyard and he tells the cow, he says, Mr. Cow, you don't get it. There's a mouse trap in the house. There's a mouse trap in the house. And the mouse couldn't get his point and the cow wasn't moving. He said, there's a mouse trap in the house. And the cow goes, moo, whatever, doesn't mean anything to me. The mouse was astonished that the cow didn't care. So he goes to the chicken, goes to Miss Chicken, there's a mouse trap in the house. There is a mouse trap in the house. Chicken goes, whatever. Didn't care. Mouse was astonished. Was absolutely astonished. Goes to a few other animals in the farm and exactly the same response. So he goes over in the corner to check. That night, the farmer's wife came downstairs to get a cup of coffee, believe it or not, before bed. And all of a sudden, she heard a snap. And then something reached out. The snap was a snake, poisonous snake that got caught in the trap and bit the farmer's wife. So the farmer had to take her to the hospital. Took her to the hospital. She wasn't getting well, so many people came around because she was really sick. And when you're really sick, like with a cold or something, what do people bring if they bring you food?
Chicken soup.
Chicken soup. So he goes to the farm yard and he gets the chicken and he makes chicken soup. Well, the farmer's wife doesn't approve. She actually passes away. She passes away, and many people come to the service. And the farmer had to go to the farmyard to get the cow, to slaughter the cow, to make enough food for everybody in the house, while the mouse looked upon this with great sadness. What's the moral of the story? Raise your hand if you think you know.
Don't worry about what could be because you're probably not going to have to face it.
Don't worry about what could be because you're probably not going to have to face it. That's very good. What else? One more?
Fix the little problems before they get bigger.
Fix the little problems before they get bigger. That's very, very good. How about, yes?
Hear about somebody else besides yourself.
Where are my $2 bills?
We'll get their card and send them one.
Okay. I need you to give me your card. Say your name?
Kathy.
Kathy, I need you to give me your card at the end of this. I'm sending you a $2 bill. I'm sending you a $2 bill. I'm telling you, I can't believe I don't have them with me. So, say it again, Kathy.
Care about somebody else besides yourself.
Hello? Did I not say we're all in this together? Care about somebody besides yourself. We're all in this together. You're not going to get out of this alive. You're not.
Right.
Let's stay together and work together, bring together what would have happened if they would have paid attention. Something very different. You get that? The moral of the story is we're all in this together. Good job. Very good job. So, all these are thoughts. Did you know how fast thoughts go? Thoughts are actually a form of energy. And energy is a movement, and they can measure energy. Scientists originally felt that thoughts and energy moved at 186,000 miles per second. And they realized that they're wrong. It's not 186,000. It's actually 7 times faster. It's 130,200,000 miles per second our thoughts are moving. So we're feeling and energizing, emitting energy just by thinking. Did you know that? That's why have you ever been around someone where you walk into the room and someone, you don't know them, and you get a good feeling about them right away? Has that ever happened? Not if that's happened to you.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. It's an emission of energy. Have you ever walked into a room and you met this person and you go, oh my God, I don't know this person, but
Negative energy.
I don't need to be, exactly. But that's movement, and it's getting inside of you. You follow me? So that's proof that what I'm telling you is true. So vibrational energy is very, very important. I want you to live a strong life and a long life. And here's my acronym for it. Living in full energy. Life is about living in full energy. Watch this young woman and what she does with full energy. And watch this.
Good job, good job. That's right.
Ernestine Shepherd is beginning her daily workout.
Good job.
It's not a typical workout for a senior citizen. Then again, at 77, Shepherd is anything but typical.
One more.
At 74 years old, she was named the oldest competitive female bodybuilder in Guinness World Records. Her fitness journey started when she was 56, after she and her older sister, Velvet, decided they weren't up for wearing bathing suits to a church picnic.
Oh, we went to purchase the suits. We didn't like how we looked in them. My sister said, we had better do some type of exercise.
And before they knew it, they were hooked.
After we had finished with the road, we said we should start weightlifting. One day she said to me, if anything were to happen to me, I want to know, will you keep up what we're doing? So she did get sick. She had a brain aneurysm, and she died.
Her sister's sudden death 1 year later sent Ernestine into a deep depression.
I was just the meanest, ugliest person that you could possibly want to meet. One day she came to me in a dream and she said, you aren't doing what I asked you to do. I got on my feet and I went to the gym and I started training and I noticed I was beginning to feel better.
Hold it, and you come down.
What I want to do is to create a body that others, when they look at you, they too will know that they can get fit.
Ernestine organized a walking group, leading the way for dozens more to follow in her footsteps.
Okay, here we go.
That walk was beautiful. It was wonderful. I'm very amazed at what's been happening. I never thought that it would go this far, but she's come a long way. We did 5K this morning. We came in here and you're doing a workout. You have to change your name to Incredible Ernestine Shepherd.
If ever there were an anti-aging pill, you would have to name it exercise. Because I don't look that young, but I will say I feel young.
Holly Kerber, CNN.
Is that amazing? Is that amazing? That woman did some toiling night. Rudyard Kipling, those heights by great men won and kept were not achieved by a sudden flight. But they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. That is some toiling. Was that amazing?
Yes.
I mean, that's yes.
Yes.
One more time. Yes. South Africans are so cool. They all say it the same way too, no matter what they look like. Can you tell me what the story is? Yes. Could you bring me another biscuit, please? Yes. Like they say yes like they really mean it. We say stuff like, yeah. Well, what's that? Like, we don't really mean it. It's like, whatever, right? So, yeah, no. But what did you think of that? What does that leave you thinking about what's possible for you? Anything's possible. Anything's possible. That's the whole point.
Power of positive thinking.
Power of positive thinking continually. When should it stop?
Never.
Never. Come on, let's keep this going. Anybody believe in luck? Do you believe in luck? Raise your hand if you believe in luck. Quickly, sir, what's your name in the middle?
John.
John, what does luck mean to you, really quickly?
Just good things happening to you.
Good things happen. In the back, this beautiful lady with the white overcoat or whatever jacket, sleeve, I can't see it. What does luck mean to you? You just believe in it. It didn't have to mean anything.
Timing.
Timing. Ooh, I like that opportunity.
The harder you work, the luckier you get.
Am I going to have to send her $2 bills? Just send her what? That Kathy's on her game. LUCK stands for labor under correct knowledge. Kathy said it. You create your luck. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Labor under correct knowledge. Got it? That's exactly what it stands for. Let's create our luck as we go along. Lifestyle balance is what we're talking about. Here's the blind spots that people miss all the time. Write these down if you will. True self-knowledge, number one. Blind spot people miss it. True self-knowledge. The second thing people miss is epic communication. Not normal communication, high-level epic communication. And the final thing is relationship dynamic. It's building a powerful relationship dynamic. And it starts in one place first. One best place first. Where is that? Home. Where else?
Work.
Work, yes. Where else?
In us. In yourself.
Self first. Absolutely. True self-knowledge, epic communication, relationship dynamic. All powerful things. People miss those. Those are blind spots for most people. And those are actually big strengths that you want to focus on. You want to put that into your game because you have a choice. This is a choice. How many of you in the room were alive when we used this as a telephone system? Raise your hand. That's what kind of a system?
Switchboard.
It's a switchboard, and at home we called it a line, a kind of a line. What kind of line? Party line. You get home, you want to call your best friend. Hey, Melba, how you doing? Get off the line, I'm on the phone. Do you remember that? I had a phone like that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You had to share it.
How old are you?
I know. I shaved my head so you wouldn't know. At 55 years young, that was my first phone system, right? So when you got home, when you went into your backpack and you were going to call a friend on the way home, did you pull out your cell phone?
No.
You didn't pull out a cell phone? Oh, wow, watch this. How about your first Walkman?
Is this
You're right.
It's FM.
Right. How about your first television, if you had one?
Yeah.
Was that color?
No.
No, it was black and white. It's time to do things differently, folks. It's time to change. If you're afraid of current technology, stop it. Right? If you don't know how to work, how many has a smartphone? Raise your hand. How many has a dumb phone? Raise your hand. Right. This is my mother-in-law. At age 80, she came downstairs, she was visiting us. How many watched Fred, if you ever watched Fred Sanford and Son, raise your hand. Do you remember, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you. Do you remember that? Well, my mother-in-law came down for breakfast, and you know how mother-in-laws do it when they're 80. Do you think she came down in two-piece pajamas? She came down in what? Wearing a what? Of course. Yeah, well, that's the sexy ones. This one says negligee. That's Beth though. She came down in a 90. And the little, was it cotton or nylon? It was a blend. And she came to get her coffee, and it was a box on the table.
She didn't walk that way.
Well, she would walk like that. Okay, she was more like this. So she comes down, and she got her coffee, and we said, that box is for you. What? And she opens it up. No, that box is for you, because she doesn't know what an iPhone box is. She opens it up. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. She looked just like Fred Sanford. But you know what? She learned to use that phone, and she can work every application on this phone. She learned how to text her grandchildren. She opened up a Facebook account. She knows how to Facebook her grandchildren. She knows how to tag them. We got her on audiobooks, where you can download the audiobook onto the iPhone. She's on audible.com. She downloads her own books. She knows how to take photos and send them. What am I saying here to you?
Instagram.
Instagram, what am I saying?
Gotta change.
You gotta change.
It's fun too.
It's way fun. John, did you take pictures today? Were you one taking the picture earlier today with me and Lisa?
No.
Where is it? Mike? Where is it? Oh, it's Mike. Mike, did I not teach you how to use the phone today when you took the pictures? Do you remember? Okay, we did teach you. So I told him, I said, you touch it, and then it focuses with the square, and then you push the button. He goes, with your finger? Oh, yes, watch my finger. Keep your eye on my finger. And I had him watch my eye until I touched it, and he touched it, and he took a great picture. You've got to get with technology. You don't have to know it all, but you've got to let the smartphone be smart and learn by asking help, right? How about an N1 on that? One more, N1. Here's the other thing she did. She took a color code personality profile. How many of you have ever taken a personality profile, personality assessment? Okay, very good. Color code teaches you, when you take the color code assessment, you answer about 45 questions. It'll take you about 25 to 30 minutes. And you answer the question for as young as you can remember. And what it's seeking to do is assess your core and innate behavior. So, as it turns out, Lisa's going to come step up and tell you what her mother, when she took the color code, what you see here, come on up, Lisa, and I'll explain. These are the distinctions of colors that you get. So the mother-in-law is on the left, that circle on the left, and blues are motivated by being understood. Whites are motivated by inner peace, and they don't like conflict or confrontation. Yellows are motivated by fun, and reds are motivated by power and getting things done. So that's the distinction.